Hello everyone, welcome back to the series where I do a bit of sound design while I yap about something I care about. For today's sound design thing, I'm going to try my best to use absolutely no effects on the effects chain. So we're just going to be going purely on Citrus once again. I'm going to hopefully try to create something cool. I'm just going to put this pattern 4 in here. Let's just put this back on the default. Oh shoot, wait, we're not, that's not citrus. That's da, 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 da. That's this one. And let's start off by putting, say, maybe, oh, what am I trying to say? Let's give it a bit of a envelope where we just kind of do this, hit him with, yeah, that sounds good to me. So I suppose I should just start talking about the story, right? And this is from when I was little. Actually, hang on. I should boot up my Edison first so that I actually record the results of this sound design jam. So, okay. Oh, okay, there we go. We're actually recording now. Sweet. Ooh, hello. So now, what if we... What if I put you through full... Oh, wait, no, hang on. Okay, here we go. We're trying to sort of starting to get somewhere. But when I was little, my family would in the winter vacation go out, someplace warm, right? Generally they'd spend Christmas there too, right? But a lot of times things got hectic, going to the airport and stuff like that. And so there's this one year they were headed down to Cancun actually. Right? They were headed down to hang on. Ooh. What if we got hmm. I could totally see this being used in like some kind of UK G track where we um I don't know what I'm saying actually. Let's okay. But things were getting kind of hectic. So, in the whole rush, I was a kid, right? I was a little overwhelmed at the time. I was a little clueless, and at the time, I should start changing these. Should I put you through some effects actually? Ooh, I don't hate this. I cannot, so no chorus, but, are there no other effects? Is there no distortion in this? Is it just panning and... Ooh, oh my goodness. I really... Oh, this is the distortion. I love that ending there. And is that delay, feedback, time? I see. That's delay. I see. So now let's go back. And what if since we're, and hang on, there's some FM stuff here that's causing a lot of fluff. So what if we just disable the fifth? Ooh. What if we put a version of you? I say we stick with this one for now, and we've disabled. Where is the fluff coming from now? I'm trying to figure it out. It might be op3. Okay, op3. Okay, jeez, I can't think. So, there's a bit of noise that would have been. Okay, we're not going to meddle with that with which we do not understand. Actually, we are. We're totally going to meddle with that which we do not understand. I love. Wait. Let's try something. What if that's 4? What if we put you down at 8? Because that's not how hertz work. Who am I kidding? I was like, oh, 8 and 4, that'll be an octave apart. That's not how this we're we're starting to get some weird undertone. Or not under. Oh, NS, that's noise, I see. Ooh. What if we get rid of this automation? Okay, I say we keep the automation for now. And what's mod? Do we need to set some? I see. We can send something, but we can only really send panning. And interesting. This feels like a very limited. I suppose we have distortion, chorus, delay, panning, volume. What else could we need, right? Actually, we can literally just set a volume envelope right here. Why are you not? Why are you not? Okay, hang on. Let's. Yeah, okay. I don't think we understand how that one works yet, but it was getting kind of crazy, right? And my parents, they forgot to take me to the airport, right? And I was just kind of, in the bathroom or something, and I didn't realize that they had gone. And my parents were negligent, right? Ooh. I love having op6 on. Interesting. So when we modulate 4 with 4, it was having. Ooh, wait. This plugin is just so interesting. It's, I I see some crazy potential for sound design. But anyways, my parents were negligent. And so they just forgot to take me, right? I don't like that there's this undertone of just like that. Interesting. I think what it's I think I'm offsetting each of these wavetables by a certain number of hertz, right? But this certain number of hertz may not necessarily be in key with the note I'm playing, right? So it's like it's not like proportional, if that makes sense. Which is what's giving me the weird undertones that I like, but also are preventing me from playing some of the. Because you see how it's playing a note and then the other thing is like a different note. How are you bypassing the volume envelope? Hang on. Ooh, hello. So they're negligent, right? They just kind of leave me there. And so I'm stuck home alone, if you will, right? And so I have to spend a couple days by myself, and I'm just a kid, right? Ooh. This is a good design gem today. I could totally see this being used as some kind of ear candy in like a Terra song. But anyways, so I just kind of, go buck wild, right? I'm eating candy, I'm just having fun, right? But then I don't live in the best neighborhood, right? Well, now I do, but back then it was kind of a rough neighborhood, right? So um so there's these crooks that come along and they're trying to rob houses in this neighborhood, right? And they think that this my house is a good target because I'm the only one home. But unfortunately for them, I managed to catch wind of their plans, right? Because they have some mess ups and they let it slip that they're in the area and they're trying to rob houses. So I realized that if I want to protect my family home, it's up to me, right? Because I know these robbers are gonna come. They're gonna try and rob us, take all of our valuables. So what I do is I start to set up these traps, right? I my dad, he taught he was big into workshopping stuff, right? And he taught me how to use power tools, things like that. And so I craft a battle plan to where once these robbers come into my home, I'm going to have booby traps that I can activate to defend my home. What if I turn everything into just as like a weak sign? Have I earned the right to use effects yet? I don't think so. Ooh. I love it. Actually, let's get rid of the. Okay, hang on. Okay. Okay, I think. Okay, this one is the. Number one is kind of the knob we control too. Make sure we don't go buck wild with like the noisiness of this, right? But I was thinking, what if we just expand this a little and just start maybe drawing shapes with the automations? Okay, I think that's good. Okay, there's still. How are you still producing sound if you're. Oh, wait a second. Ah. Today's a very good day in learning how Cypress. Okay, so I can also choose to not turn the effects on way all the way up. Good thing to know. Um, so these robbers enter my home. Now I have all sorts of homemade booby traps ready for them, right? And they get close to causing havoc, but I kick their ass as a kid, right? My booby traps work fantastically. And I, as like maybe a first grader, managed to kick the asses of these like grown ass men trying to rob my house. I so eventually, my negligent parents, they finally realized they left me at home, and yeah, they finally come get me. We just have a nice Christmas at home. I'm filled with holiday spirits. Santa gets me some awesome presents that year. Um, and that's really it for the story. Um, let's. Oh yeah, I did just kind of stop 5 from. Okay, I, that's kind of the end of the story. I know I kind of wrapped it up fast. I mean, I was going crazy back then, with all sorts of homemade engineered booby traps with like bricks that we had laying around, pool balls, stuff like that. But listen, if I got into all the details, I might get locked up. So maybe that's for another day. But thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.